What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I have an awesome game review for you guys today. It is all my touches that I took in the first game of a professional showcase that I went to with my agency, and there are a lot of good stuff in here, some okay stuff, and one or two things that I do want to touch on as corrections for moving into my next season. So things are going really well in off season. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but it's going to be a full game analysis. We're going to go through everything just like we do in the regular season. We were lucky enough to play two back-to-back 11v11 matches. These are players who I've never played with before, so that's sort of some context for you. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So we'll just press play here, and I am defending. You can see me right here defending the one-on-one, and just keeping that guy from going inside because he is right-footed. So kind of trying to show him up the line anyway. All right, here's the next touch. Just getting really tight to this guy, making sure he doesn't turn, and we go from there. So following him, so good stuff there. Little 1v1 there. And again, he is left-footed, so that's something to keep in mind. I'm gonna pause actually right here. So, and that same player is actually getting the ball. So there was two players on this team, basically their most dangerous players. I'll point them out right here. So the guy with the ball is actually a good friend of mine. Shout out, Joel. Hope you're doing well, boss. And the other guy, I forget his name, but he's number 11. So he's the other like forward. And they were interchanging as a 9 and 11. Again, this is a showcase, so this isn't necessarily like a tactical analysis against a certain team, because these are all just random players who come together to play in front of professional coaches. We had like 8 or 9 of them there, which was amazing. So both of those front two players are left-footed. So you'll notice a lot of times I'm either going to show them into pressure into 2 or 3 other guys, or I'm going to try to show them down the line. So you kind of notice that as a theme throughout this one. All right, so we'll play. Ball gets out, center mid gets it out to me, and I'm just going to put my foot on it, and I notice there's a lot of white shirts on my side, so I'm just going to rotate it in and around. 6 gets the ball, tries to play. That is a great run through and behind. The context of that was good. Here we go, corner kick, decent corner kick. We're gonna pause right there. So I actually told the guy to leave it as it got whipped in, and my goal with that was whip it in near post. We had a couple guys crashing right in the middle of the 6, and I just run over the ball or jump over the ball, try to get some sort of deflection to get them in. Again, like this is such a difficult game analysis to do simply because there really isn't that much, there's no like team tactics to talk about necessarily. It's completely just an individual performance because the coaches are looking at individuals. They don't care. They really don't care who wins the game out of these. They just care about your individual performances. So I'll do my best. Again, a lot of the stuff that I do is either super attacking or it's really simple stuff. And I think especially when you guys, since I've been in the professional game long enough now, I realize that's kind of all you need to do. Pick your moments to stand out and do really amazing things, and show yourself, and also do the really simple stuff really, really well. And you'll notice that in this. There's a couple times where I screwed that up, which I'll mention as well. But for the most part, a lot of it is just very, very simple play, picking the passes, picking the moments to go forward, all that stuff. All right, so we'll play. Next clip in, ball gets passed over to me, and then you watch that guy run in, and I put a ball right on his foot, and he just misses it. That was a really nice ball in behind their back line. Throw-in goes back to the center back, nothing to write home about. Ball comes out to me, drop in now this time, and I'm gonna put my foot on it, play to the 6 so he can turn out and play to the other side. So great stuff here. Dropping again, getting the ball, turning up the line, and then I'll notice, okay, not really seeing any movement there. Play it back to the goalkeeper, and they weren't pressing at all. So just winning the header there, trying to make sure that number 11, who is their most dangerous player, that he just didn't get the ball. So we'll get there. And then next play, again, trying to defend. This guy's right-footed, so trying to keep him sort of as best I can, and I got a foul there. Pause. Okay, so one thing, and this is not a complaint towards the agency or whatever, but for whatever reason, this referee was calling really soft fouls, and especially at events like this is just me being real. At a professional level, that guy's waving his arms in the air and he's doing all this stuff. I don't even know who that guy is in the film, who I'm playing against. He's complaining, he's moaning. It's like, yo, if you even want to play pro, like, you gotta body. You gotta use your body. You gotta be okay with grabbing. You gotta be okay with a little bit of dog fight. And for me, and I talked to the referee at halftime and after the game, I said, dude, come on. Like you gotta let us play. Like we're here to show a little bit of aggression, show a little bit of bite. And he was like, oh yeah, I know people were saying, don't let them go too hard, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't agree with that. If you're here to be at the pro game, you got to grind and you got to show that you can take a little bit of heat. And for me, frankly, it was bullshit. So I'm just putting it out there. All right. So play. Next play, ball comes over to me, little touchdown, get it on the ground as best I can, play it down, back to our center back, and we keep moving. Ball comes over for me from the keeper, and this is just a big touch forward, trying to drive into that space and make that move to the outside guy who then gets caught and bodied off the ball. So unfortunate there, bummer, but that's all right. All right, here's a big sequence of play. So I'm now posting as almost like a left side center back. Play the 6, get the ball back. And again, this is just possession play. All I'm wanting to do is get the ball. So you see me kind of come wide. Oh, no option. Come back, get the ball. I was really trying to control. You see how high the right winger is, number 5 at the bottom of your screen. And again, just really making sure that I'm tucking in as best I can to cover that space. So the center backs, we see a little bit of movement up front. So I drop in, get the ball again. I see the 6 there, so I pop it in, and he's able to turn and break lines. And that's a great sequence of play. He was slightly offsides, but that's all right. And again, making sure that number 11 doesn't get the ball. And just going in there. All right, so here we go. So little hit back to our goalkeeper so we can reset. And then and keep in mind too, like for the most part, the level was pretty good. And then long ball over here. Got a little bit lucky with how, to be fair, our player did really well there. Ball gets over. So I'm going to pause it really quick just to talk about one quick thing. With trials like this, you really have to, one thing that I really struggled with so we had a training session on a Thursday, game on Friday, game on Saturday. And the one thing that I really struggled with right at the beginning was the first 5 or 10 minutes. I was like, oh, this is going to be rough. Like I'm used to playing at a pro level. I'm used to being around other really good players that are technically good. And at a showcase like this that, yes, okay, it's not open invitation, so you have to apply and then you get in and then it's all this other stuff. That's amazing, but you're always going to have a range of talent. So there's going to be guys there that you're like, you're not even a UPSL level player or you're not even a semi-pro level player. And then there's also guys on the field who you're like, how have you not gotten a pro contract? You're incredible, right? So, and then there's everyone in between, right? So that's where for me, it was about changing that mindset from, okay, focus on myself, do what I can do, focus on me, focus on helping other guys, putting them in good positions. And you'll notice in a lot of my passing, it's to put other guys in positions. And I'll kind of tell you guys, there's a couple other moments where you can't hear the audio, but I'm shouting at the guy, take him, take him, take him, like do your thing, show what you have, show your quality. Because at the end of the day, if I don't have the ball, I do my job to move in positions where they're good to be in. But at a trial, it's like once I've managed that and I'm not going to get the ball passed, my first job is to help everyone else look good, right? So at the end of the day, that shows character, it shows leadership, and it really, really pays off when you're talking about getting contracts for the next year. So, all right, here we go. So we'll play. So getting the ball, playing out to our winger who's checked wide really well, plays it in, and then we go from there. All right, get a ball here. And a little bit of a scuff shot, decent power on it, but just not where I wanted it to be. Ball from the center mid comes out to me, and again, just driving forward, I see the run from the winger, but just hit it into the guy. Not a great accurate pass, but that's okay. And then throw it backwards so we can continue to play. That's one of our center mids. We go from there. All right, other corner. This one, way too high. Trying to hit that back post, but that was not the right shape that I wanted on it, but that's okay. Get the ball from center mid again, and then again, just keep possession. Our 6 was awesome. He's a guy I know, and he's a good player too. So intercept that pass there, drive forward, and then put a decent ball in that any center back, most center backs would have cleared that. So not a great ball in, and probably should have noticed the numbers there. So ball out, here we go, great play here, running in behind, tell him play, 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 and then put the ball backwards. You had two forwards making the same run pretty much, and then a shot over. So good attacking play there from an overlapping perspective. Here we go, so into the second half. Again, just keeping the ball. He does a decent job, and then we lose the ball in transition here, and then this is the same play, I believe, part of the same play. So again, he's left-footed, so you watch him try to cut in, and then we have numbers, and we're able to get that ball out. So nothing came of that. Good ball out from the center back. Keep possession from the center mid. Did a good job to check his shoulder. And then he plays a great ball in behind for me. And watch this ball. Okay, so see the center forward running. Boom. Back post. Perfect. Oh. Okay, pause. All right, so here's what I mean by, and this is nothing against any of the forwards that were here. At a pro level, and when the coaches are watching this, they're saying, that's not necessarily my fault. It's not the forward's fault necessarily. Yeah, sure, he should have put it in. But for me, that's an amazing opportunity to show big touchdown from a whip ball out, right? So that first part of the play it back to our center mid. I see numbers. Okay, we have a center mid and a center back on the winger who's marking me, but he's not tracking back to follow me. And then our winger tucks inside, I get around him, perfect ball over from our center mid, and then just timing, wait, keep my head up, watch him, and then fizz that ball right on the 6-yard box, and that theoretically is an easy tap in. And the coaches know that, right? So regardless, this, again, not a comment about the forward, what's going through, in my opinion, the pro coach's mind, and we spoke about this, I spoke about this with the agency, is when they see that ball, they think, oh, I've got a forward who can finish that. Or, oh, I want to look for a forward who can just tap that in, right? So that's what you're thinking about. It's okay, and you don't even have to get upset when you're at trials and somebody misses an opportunity. The point is that as an assist person, right, I score some goals, but not very many. Most of my contributions are assists because it's whipping crosses in, playing balls in behind, all that stuff. I'm never going to get mad at a trial, especially if somebody doesn't put the ball in the back of the net. Like, I'm going to just continue to feed them the ball as best I can. Again, the whole philosophy here is put them in the best possible chance scenario to succeed, right? So decent mentality there. In fact, I think it's a fantastic mentality. And when I'm coaching later in life, I want players with that type of mentality because I know it helps the rest of the team. Cool. All right, so we'll play. Next clip here, ball over to the center, from the center back, that's the position, and then great penetrating ball into our 6, who is great, and then we just get a throw in out of it. I'll take that throw in, kind of pointing like, hey, just be aware where you are. Oh, maybe that was a handball, actually. That's probably why there was a kick in. All right. And then here, again, that number 10, Joel, who I know well, good dude, very strong, really good on the ball. We get out of it. But again, he bodied me there, fair play. And then header out for the corner, and then we get out of it on a break. Throw in, again, good throw in to our center mid. We had numbers there, which is great. And then he rotates it out. Great ball from our right back over to the left back, and then touch forward, cut Joel on that one, and then take a shot near post, keeper fumbles it. So great shot that's a good attacking play there. And then this time I was like, I'm not going to get bodied this time. So, and then I got the ball out. All right, here's a great play. All right, and then I'm going to pause. Okay, so you might look at this pause frame and say, oh, he's going to try to rip a shot. If you notice, and I can hear him, you can't hear it on the film, but I have a couple options. I could play, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 options that I'm going to run you through here. And our positioning in this situation is fantastic for me. Maybe it's a little bit forward heavy, but I don't care because we're in the second half. We're trying to create opportunities, right? So this is a great situation for center mids, outside backs, anybody who's in that creative position where I am right now. Look how beautifully spread out we are, and look how we're occupying their back line. So I've got my left winger in perfect amount of space. He's a 1v1 with that outside back. Very, very good positional there, right? So totally fine if I had played that ball straight to him. He could take the ball down the line, do whatever. There's also, I think that's either our 10 or our 8 maybe. you can see him asking for the ball because he's in that pocket of space where if I fizz it into him, he could turn and roll that center back and be on one-on-one. Option number 2, fantastic. Maybe, depending on the movement of the white center back here, our center forward is running in between the 2 center backs, and if I fizzed it in quick enough and he took a touch, it's possible that he could have been in that little, probably that's like 5 or 10 yards of space right there on the top of the 18-yard box. Cool. Then we have our winger pinched in with kind of red-orange shoes, and then our right back who has just played that ball, who is shouting for it, and this is the ball that I end up playing because I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us. Nobody is following his run in behind, and you can see him, he's already moving forward, coming into the back post. I clip that in, he hits it across. That's a fantastic opportunity. So here we go, ready and play. Clip ball, perfect ball. Oh, and the center forward just didn't anticipate it. But again, fantastic play. All right, little ball down from the center back, and then I'm just gonna swing the ball because the whole white team has to now shift over. All right, just backing up, watching my shoulder. And then this is a miscommunication. That ball should have been played in front. And then I want to show you this recovery as well, because this is important. At the end of a game, I'm recovering back, making sure it's a 3v2, and then we're able to get a little toe poke out, and we're able to keep the ball there, really. All right, so here we go. So this is an opportunity for us. I definitely should have probably shown him towards the line. But anyway, get the ball, big touch forward in front of the winger. He stops following me, and then little shimmy, 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 boom, left-footed shot right into the top corner, get a corner out of it. So again, that's a situation where I would rather win the ball earlier, but we end up getting a great overlap, great opportunity forward. Big ball over the top, and then I'm just going to trap it down, little composure, play it out to our center back. Again, that is just knowing I have quality. This shot was so well hit, but just off target. It would have gone out for sure, and it ended up being a handball. But that shot, I hit it so cleanly, and I was so bummed that didn't go in. That's all right. All right, little throw in. I feel like I should so right there. Okay, I'm gonna pause that really quick just to let you know. Okay, so see how they're decently high pressed up, right? So they've got that number 11, the number 10 or the number 9 or whatever, Joel, who's chasing now. But the white team is pretty far up the field. What I noticed when that ball came over to our center back is because Joel's really fast, he's coming at the center back quick. So what I said is first time, hit it, because I know that I have pace, and Joel in a straight line he's definitely more explosive than me, but I would rate myself probably around how fast he is in a 100-meter sprint. So I know if I can get at least a 5-meter head start on him and really get going, I know that I can at least get my body in front of him and then play out of it. All right, so we'll play, and as you can see, big touch forward, full sprint straight away, and then try to play that ball into the center, but he left it because I think he thought he was offsides. Anyway, that header should have gone to a black player. That was just my mistake. Here we go again. So ball comes out, turn, find number 10, Solomon, another buddy of mine, and then he's able to turn and play out. All right, here's another one. So we get the ball, win the ball back. I'm just going to play it to my winger, and I'm not going to play that because that was just a not great decision. Okay, this one was kind of a shot. It was pretty windy, so it kind of screwed my curve. Here's the second one that I took that was a perfect ball. Right on this. Oh, this should have been a goal. Man, that's all right. All right, ball from the 6 comes out, and then I'm going to just keep it, give it to our winger, who does a good job at turning there. All right, ball's going to come straight out to me. And again, play it out to the winger, who I know is a 1v1. I'm going to make that run forward so that he can then go on top of the box. And again, it's just a matter of positionally making sure that those off-ball runs are really, really good. Then a right-footed corner to finish the game, a really good corner as well, force the keeper to make a save, and then the ref blows the whistle. All right, so overall performance, I thought I played really well that game. There were a couple moments where I know that I have quality, and I know in my head that I'm top 5 players at the combine, and I know that, and I will stand by that comment. I think for me, it's a matter of taking this and saying, okay, how can I improve on all of these aspects in this game? Obviously, I know that the quality of player isn't the greatest overall compared to, say, if I were to jump straight into a pro session, but how can I take the things that I've learned and done in this environment and translate it to whatever contract, preseason, whatever opportunity I get next? How do I translate it? And for me, the biggest thing was take your opportunities going forward, because I created so many chances in this game that were two very clear crosses to should have been tap-ins, basically. Two shot, or I guess there was a third one that was the ball over the top to the right back, who then, it was a perfect movement from the right back. Great ball over. He saw that there was a space in behind. Boom, that should have been a goal. And then there were two shots that I took that I felt like I was in really good positions to score. So I think, again, 5 potential goal contributions in a game like this is fantastic. Obviously, with better defenders and stuff, it's always going to be different. But I think for me, the biggest thing is taking that attacking confidence and moving it into the next game. And you'll see tomorrow, the game that happened tomorrow, the day after this game, there were some even better improvements on that as well. So you'll see that as we start to, when that other game analysis comes out, which I'll probably do in about a month's time. I'll film them probably back to back, to be honest. But that's kind of the idea. So again, when you guys are at combines, when you're at trials, again, don't worry about anyone else. It really throws coaches off when you focus on other people. The biggest thing I can recommend is just to focus on yourself, focus on having a good attitude. Don't worry if anybody else screws up. If you screw up, it's okay. Continue to move forward, one step in front of the other. That's the best advice I can give, because I promise you are judged on so much more than a single mistake you make or a misplaced pass. There's so many attributes that you need to be working on, and that I need to be working on, and that I need to be really good at. If I misplayed that header towards the end of the game where I just headed it straight to Joel, I didn't sulk my head. I didn't throw my hands up in the air and go, well, my career's over. No, it's just a single pass. It's just a game. It's just for fun, right? So we play because we choose to, not because we need to. And on that note, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.